Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and today we're going to give you the condensed news about what's happening in the markets, what's happening with Bitcoin, what's going on with Bitcoin, where can we go from here, looking at some other charts as well. We'll be looking at Matic, XRP and the like as well as looking at the overall marketplace as well. And I've done a live this morning already. If you want to go and check that out, I'll put a link to that as well. And I'm just going to turn off Telegram just now. If you want to join a Telegram group, you can do. There's a free group and there's a premium group as well. In the free group, in the premium kind of group, we've got 193 members. In the premium group, free group, we've got 481 members just now. So if you want to join us over there, that would be fantastic as well. There's links down below, and it's a really brilliant bunch of people just talking about crypto. No moon talk, no Lambo talk, talking intelligent talk about crypto. So it'd be brilliant if you could join us over there. Okay, we're going to jump over to the kind of news just now. I'll just see and show you kind of what's happening. And we'll go over to CoinMarketCap.com. Let's go over to, and I'll take this off, transfer that over, and we're on just now. Okay, so what's happening overall? Just refresh this just now. We're down slightly from today. We've done a live this morning. I think we're up to $244 billion. We're down to $239 billion overall market capitalization. Bitcoin dominance has gone up slightly to 59.9%. And who's the winners and losers? We've looked at this, but Bitcoin is up to $8,114 at the moment. We'll just see if that is still the case. $8,125. Is just now, so it did dip. It dipped quite big. So if you see this from 8,330 all the way down to 7,891, so nearly dropped $500. Didn't even make a dent. Nobody cared, not a jot about that, and it just kind of went back up again. So 8,125. There wasn't a scare. Nobody panic sold, and it just kept in there as well. Ethereum is up 10%. This is dollar value. XRP up 18%. It's making a move, XRP. We'll look at the charts later on. Bitcoin Cash is up 12%. Litecoin up 6%. EOS is up 10% as well. There's the kind of winners and losers. Monocoin up 20% just now. This is over the last 24 hours. XRP, Clams, IOTA, Thorcoin, Bitcoin, Redcoin, Bitcoin Cash, all in double digits. So there's a lot in double digit figures. Hardly any in the red. Hardly any. We've got Maximind Coin down 10%, KuCoin shares down 7%, Crypto.com, IXEC, RLC, which had a big run up, Digix DAO as well. We expect that to go back up once Bitcoin starts moving down again. So Ravencoin popular. So there's not that many. So we'll go over to Crypto Bubbles. What's happening in the world of Crypto Bubbles? So this is for the daily. This is the last 24 hours. Hardcore green here. You can see most of the cryptos on here. This is just a representative of some of the cryptocurrencies that are out there just now. We'll go to the hourly, and that'll give us an indication of where we might be headed. So it's looking much more red there as well. You can see RDD is up 5%, Engine Coin's up, Mona is up, but the rest are down. The big one, CRO, down 5%, Nano down 4%, Hot down 4%. And this is a dollar value that's down 4%, or down these percentages. It'd be better if we could see the BTC value. So just remember that as well when you're looking at CryptoBubbles.com or CryptoBubbles.net/chart. Okay, we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin chart. So we're up to 8,096. As I said, it did go down to 7,891 before it went back up again. And this is on the hourly chart. Now we're going to 4 hourly. I like to look at the 4 hourly and the daily. So we can see, if we go back to see where the crossover was. Now I say the crossover is where I kind of normally do my trading with a few other indicators, but normally crossover. Just keep it simple. Crossover happened on the 4 hour at 5,235, meaning that would have been the price you got in at, 5,235, and all the way up. This is the 7 EMA and the 50 EMA is the red line. All the way up, it bounced off the 7 EMA and gone back up again. Did exactly the same today, came down to 7,884, bounced off the 7 EMA, back up again. So when it stops bouncing on the 7 EMA, that's when to look at Bitcoin and say, maybe time to get out. maybe time to go into USDT. So what will happen there is it will go into use the 7 EMA as resistance, and then it might come down to the 50 EMA, which is around about the 6,700 mark. Could happen. It could happen, or it could just keep going up. Just continue as parabolic rise and continue to go up on to 9,000, 10,000, 11,000. Okay, Ethereum. I think Ethereum is going to break anytime soon. I think the BTC value is going to break, not the dollar value. Dollar value is based on kind of the dollar value of Bitcoin. So BTC value, I'm just going to go to BTC, ETH, BTC, and we'll go to Binance one. We're near an all-time low. And this is since it came on in July of 2017. And I'm talking about the Satoshi value. And this is a 1 week. So we're close to the all-time low was 2.3 million. We're at 2.5 million for Ethereum. I think this is the perfect opportunity to start accumulating Ethereum. Now, I'm not saying it's going to start moving up from today, because on all the charts, if you looked at it on the daily, on the 4 hourly, on the 1 hourly, you would not get in. If you're looking at it from a TA point of view, maybe the 1 hour is coming up to kind of cross over on the 1 hour. Not done it yet, but it's a good time to start dollar cost averaging in with looking at the BTC value. Now, the USD value is totally different. If you look at Ethereum USD, and I spoke about this morning, but we'll go to that again. We'll look on the Coinbase price. So it's up to $207. It did get to $216. But if we look at it from that point of view and just say, well, that's just purely because of the Bitcoin rise, and it is, that's all it is. It's nothing to do with Ethereum, the underlying Ethereum rising by the BTC value, not the dollar value, the Satoshi value. So that's what we want to look at, and I think Satoshi value or Ethereum / BTC price is going to go up, which means obviously the dollar value is going to go up exponentially as well. So you're going to get a double whammy. You're going to get the Bitcoin price going up with the Ethereum dollar value going up, and if the Ethereum Satoshi value goes up, you're going to get the dollar value rising even more. So I think we're on our way to $500 from here within the next couple of months, I would say. In fact, I would say in the next couple of weeks. For Ethereum, I think is going to go up to $500, and it's going to start hopefully within the next couple of weeks. As for Ethereum, XRP has jumped up at last as well. Has it jumped up with the BTC value? Yes, it has. So it jumped up to 5,000 Satoshi from around 4,069. But I think the low was 4,000. Hit 4,000, jumped back up 25%. So good jump for XRP. It's come back down slightly just now. Dollar value obviously has gone up to 38 cents. It did go to about 40 cents. So look at the dollar value just now, and we'll look on Coinbase. And we did go up to 40 cents. Now down to 37.7 cents. But I think this is going to rise as well. Are we going to see all-time highs for XRP? Not at the moment, I don't think. Don't think we're going to see it at the moment. This is Coinbase on the daily. And remember, Coinbase only went on to XRP on February. So XRP USD, I'll go to a Bitstamp is a good one. So if we look at the weekly, all-time high, $3.36. Nowhere near that. Just now we've got support line here around about the 26 cent mark. So there's a good, it's been trading in that channel for around about 1 year now. From 27 cents to 58 cents has been trading in that channel. So we need to break out of that, and I think we will soon as well. And it's going to explode, and could be the start of it. You don't know. Okay, the news that we're going to be speaking about today. So this is the kind of big news. This is really big news, and this was kind of broken yesterday, to be honest. But it's real big news. A lot of people are not understanding the kind of importance of this as well. So Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies now accepted by Whole Foods, Nordstrom and more. I spoke about this on the live this morning. So it just says cryptocurrencies have long been struggling with mainstream adoption for a long time because you can't use them in the shops. You can't go to Starbucks and use them. You can't go to any other shops and use it easily without the kind of shop owners or the retail owners or retail outlets changing their system, but you can do that now. So cryptocurrency payments at physical stores will be powered by a startup called Flexa, and that was launched today in partnership with Winklevoss twins. Customers will be able to make purchases with the help of this Flexa payment app that is called Spedden. It is not obligatory for retailers to accept crypto. The payment can be easily converted into US dollars. While it might seem like a downside, this is definitely a stepping stone to more widespread adoption, since customers are given an opportunity to seamlessly spend popular cryptocurrencies. And we've seen it on Crypto Revolution. It kind of showed us a video, and I should have had that video ready for you. I've not got it. They showed us a video going into Starbucks, I think it was, and paying by Litecoin, or paying with Litecoin. And the person, the retailer, doesn't even know they're paying by Bitcoin because it's a QR code. So you can go in, just like Apple Pay, you just show your QR code and it pays it for you. Well, it doesn't pay it for you. You pay it, but you've got to have the kind of money there, but it's using a QR code. And it's really a simple transaction. So, and it's using the machines I've got just now. There's no need to convert, there's no need to change the machines. So this is actually huge. This is a huge thing. So you can use 4 cryptocurrencies, just now including Bitcoin, and you can use a Gemini dollar, which is a Winklevoss, or the Winklevoss twins kind of stablecoin, supposed stablecoin. So that is really big news as well. And that was reported yesterday, but I don't think a lot of people don't realize the importance of this. We need mass adoption. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for mass adoption, and we really need mass adoption to occur before Bitcoin goes really kind of parabolic and get more retail investors in. At the moment, it's institutional investors driving this, possibly, but we're going to look at that as well. Okay, Binance. Weird thing with Binance. I don't understand why they're doing this, but Binance are going to be coming out with a system upgrade. So you cannot withdraw, you cannot deposit just now on Binance, and they're going to be opening that up later on today. However, from tomorrow, 3 a.m., they're going to do a system upgrade where you're not going to be able to trade, withdraw, or kind of deposit either for 6-7 hours. I don't understand why they're not doing it just now. So there's something going on. Why they're doing this just now, I don't understand why they're doing it this way when they're down already effectively. You can still trade, which is good, but you cannot deposit and withdraw. So it just seems a really strange time to do this. Okay, want to look at something as well. Well, we'll look at this just now. 5 plausible reasons Bitcoin price exploded over the weekend. So this is from bitcoinist.com. So these are the 5 reasons, and we'll go over it very quickly. Number 1, front-running institutions. Number 2, front-running major announcements and news. Number 3, coordinated buying by whales. Number 4, front-running the stock to flow value of the next halving. And 5, epic short squeeze. And as I said, this is from bitcoinist.com, so it's their opinions, it's not mine. I'm just kind of showing this out. So what they're saying, oftentimes when we see a Bitcoin buying trend, it's fueled by FOMO, fear of missing out. That's always a consideration when prices start to go parabolic. However, the general public not wishing to miss out on the next bull run doesn't seem plausible this time round. So a lot of people are saying this is not the general public that are getting into it. Although myself and a few others, other YouTubers I've heard, we're getting a lot of kind of queries from people we've never heard from ages, just saying, listen, what should I buy? Should I get into Bitcoin? Should I get into what Bitcoin or what cryptocurrency should I buy? And I've told a couple of people XRP yesterday, which I'm thankful for because it went up 25% in a day. But so they don't think it's the general public or the retail investors. So in fact, Google searches on Bitcoin are only just starting to pick up now after the market went wild. So this isn't too surprising, however. So if the public isn't yet FOMOing in to Bitcoin, what caused the massive weekend move? So what they're saying, let's take a look at some of the plausible reasons. Some of the possible reasons, not plausible. But it is possible in the buying trends it was kicked off by front running from institutional players. The news that Fidelity will offer Bitcoin trading in a week's time has to be more substantial than the negative impact of the Binance hack. Remember when Binance got hacked? Hardly made a dent on Bitcoin. It went down for about an hour and then it kind of shot back up again. So Fidelity Investments manages over $2.4 trillion worth of assets. Such a move by this institution could open up Bitcoin trading to almost 30 million customers, giving it never before institutional trader exposure. Is there something else these powerhouses know about that we don't? So front running, that's what front running is. Front running, basically, if you've got a piece of knowledge, you get into the market before anybody else finds out this knowledge, and then that's front running. And institutions do it all the time. It happens in stock markets, happens everywhere. We've not to be naive about that. So, and I would do it as well. If I owned a company, if I owned, I don't know, if I owned Fidelity, I would, obviously there'd be trading regulations around about it as well, but I would get in and just say, okay, we're going to be doing this in a couple of weeks' time to buy some Bitcoin. Front run. The other second reason is front running major announcements and news. So what's interesting is the Bitcoin price didn't go on a massive rally until the Fidelity news, or it didn't go on a massive rally upon the Fidelity news. So does that mean we should expect another major announcement from one of the large institutional players or regulators soon? Will Bakkt finally be getting SEC approval? Is Ameritrade about to drop a bombshell? Was the buying caused by institutional front running? Maybe. This is before any news comes out. So again, if you know of news, it's illegal obviously in the stock markets. In crypto, a bit different. So if you know of any news, if you're in a company and you know of any news and you go into the market and say, I know this is good news is going to be coming out, you're front running. You can go and buy Bitcoin before it goes up majorly. So that's what front running is of major news and announcements. Coordinated buying by whales, says Bitcoinist. Again, supporting the fact that this rally was not retail driven is a very plausible possibility of coordinated buying. A small handful of large protagonists can cause the market to move. Several indicators point to a systematic coordinated whale movements, just looking at trading volume and price action for the first clues. This takes us back to the theory that institutions are gearing up to break into the Bitcoin market. At the same time, another big buyer could be Binance themselves. They do have a 7,000 BTC hole that must be filled before deposits withdrawals resume this Tuesday as expected. However, it's only $40 million worth that they got hacked for. I know it's a lot for one company in the grand scheme of things, not that big, so I don't know about that. Front running the stock to flow value of the next halving. So what they're saying is, let's not forget another key point. Bitcoin price may be exploding due to front running the stock to flow value of the next halving, which takes place in May 2020, a year from now. So that's why halvings are very important for Bitcoin money supply and SF. So Bitcoin has a value due to scarcity like gold or silver. And Bitcoin economist Safadine Amos describes a scarcity in terms of stock to flow. Although, if this late spike in price is before the upcoming halving, it does seem a little early. I'm just going to check we are, so just to make sure. So Plan B goes on to say, although this is not my S2F model, but time model, this chart seems to suggest that we will see red within a couple of months, which is much earlier than I expect, all-time high after May 2020 halving. So they're looking at it here and saying the halving is going to cause a spike as well, and it could be the front running of the spike, i.e. us getting in before the halving of May 2020. Epic short squeeze. This weekend saw the highest daily volume ever for BitMEX, as shorts were highly leveraged between 6,000 and 6,500. Record volume saw BTC smash through resistance to climb to $7,500. This is a classic example of a short squeeze that involves cascading short covers that add fuel to an upwards move. So what happens is somebody puts a buy in or they put a short on Bitcoin, say it's $7,000, if Bitcoin is $6,500 just now, and somebody says, okay, I think when it gets to $7,000, I'm going to short it from there. And they say, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to short it at $7,000, and they'll wait and it hitting 7,000, then going back down. What happens is Bitcoin shoots past 7,000 and they're squeezed out. So they might have had a liquidation price of say $7,500 and it's shot past $7,500. That means that person has been liquidated, or hundreds of other people have been liquidated. So then they go on to say, okay, it's definitely going to go drop when it hits $8,000, for example, and they put $8,000 in as their kind of price to put the short on, with a liquidation price saying $8,500. Exact same happens. So it could be a massive short squeeze. This is what they're talking about here. So lots of things to think about there, but it gives you some idea of how the kind of market works as well. Some idea. Okay, other news. And this is a Bitcoin network momentum. This is from Woobull charts as well. And we want to see this kind of tweet. This is from Philip Swift. Is this current price lift a bull market? False start? I think it might be. Unlikely with full moon yet, as this has been exchange-led price increase. Still need on-chain volume to rise. So while we may go further up in short term, next 2 to 3 months, Bitcoin may cool before sustained price rises begin. And he shows a chart here of the on-chain volume. This is the volume of transactions as well. As the volume of transactions, we can see here in the last bull market, and this was in 2012, the on-chain kind of volume was higher, much higher. So we got momentum here, on-chain volume was high, and this is where we got the kind of big move up to, I think it was about $1,500. And it came back down again. Then we started gathering momentum round about the 2015 level, and we started going up and up and up, and the on-chain volume kind of rose again. And what Philip is saying here is we're just starting to gather momentum just now. So we might go up for a couple of months for the Bitcoin price. But until the on-chain volume gets higher, we've not reached that kind of bull market stage yet. So we're getting there, we're getting up there again. So it has to kind of go, I would imagine, above this kind of level here for the on-chain volume and for the bull market to start. So we might get another kick in price for BTC, but it's interesting to note what the on-chain volume, and if you don't know what on-chain volume is, this is the definition of on-chain transactions. So on-chain transactions refer to those cryptocurrency transactions which occur on the blockchain. That is, on the records of the blockchain, and remain dependent on the state of the blockchain for their validity. All such on-chain transactions occur and are considered to be valid only when the blockchain is modified to reflect these transactions on the public ledger records. So that's on-chain transactions. So this is the on-chain volume that we're talking about and looking at here as well. This is the on-chain volume. So this is the overall on-chain kind of transactions, if you will. Bakkt, this is huge news as well. Bakkt to launch Bitcoin futures in July 2019, finally. So Bakkt expects a soft launch as the Bitcoin futures product by July, explaining that it intends to iron out any kinks in the coming weeks. They confirmed working closely with the US Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC. It's finally confirmed the Bitcoin futures contracts developed by Bakkt will be listed on regulated exchanges sooner than expected, already in July. It was previously reported that Bakkt's Bitcoin futures launch would be delayed until Q4 of 2019. However, the listing now seems to be ahead of schedule. In an official statement, they said, in conjunction with our exchange and clearing partners at ICE, we'll be working with our customers over the next several weeks to prepare for user acceptance testing, UAT, for futures in custody, which we expect to start in July. Could they be? They'll need to stock up on Bitcoin. ICE will need to stock up on Bitcoin. Bakkt, the company, and ICE are backing them as well. They need to stock up on Bitcoin because this is a custodial as well. So they have custody. So when somebody buys on Bakkt, it's got to be backed by Bitcoin. So if somebody buys one Bitcoin, a futures has got to be backed as well, which is Bakkt. This is the name of it. So it's got to be backed up by a kind of physical Bitcoin. And not physical as in touching, but they have to actually buy Bitcoin, and it's got to be backed by that as well. So that's coming out. That's big news as well. That could drive even more growth as well. So there's loads of things kind of coming out just now. If you want to know more about Bitcoin and network momentum as well, and from Philip Reeve, I think that is, Philip Swift, sorry. Philip Swift, I'll post a link for you as well in this. CoinGecko unveils exchange trust score to fight fake volume data as well. I'll quickly finish this. Crypto market data aggregator CoinGecko has unveiled a new trust score for its system of ranking exchanges. So this is to do with fake volume. You know, a lot of exchanges, you can see them, they're at the top of the field and saying this one has got so many billions of dollars trading on it, but it's fake volume. It's either wash trading or it's just fake volume. So CoinGecko are aiming to kind of get rid of that and look at doing a trust score as well. I've kind of looked at this just now. It's not up just yet. They've not got a trust score here, but they've got a Binance at the top here as well. Just want to see the highest decentralized one. Waves platform is the highest decentralized one. Obviously, Binance will be coming out with their deck soon as well. Well, that is out, but they just need to get kind of volume on it. So the trust score is not there yet, but they're aiming to do that, and the score will use a combination of analytics methods in an effort to achieve a fairer picture of the market. according to Bobby Ong, CoinGecko's co-founder. Specifically, the new method will combine online traffic analysis by SimilarWeb and the median of users trading volume from 10 exchanges that have trustworthy reported volume as indicated by a report by Bitwise for the US Securities and Exchange Commission, which was published in March. So basically what they're saying here, when they've done the research for this, CoinGecko and other companies have done research, they say, and they've kind of gone to an exchange, and the exchange says we've got billions of dollars worth of volume, but when you actually go to the website and using SimilarWeb or Alexa ranking or something like that, the volume of traffic going to that website is not that high. So it doesn't correlate. There's no correlation between the volume of traffic and the billions of dollars that's been trading on it. You'd expect the volume of traffic to be much higher. So there should be a correlation. And there is a correlation between the Binance volume and the number of people going to the website as well. And you can see that there in CoinGecko as well. Visits, SimilarWeb, 32.5 million. 32.5 million. And this is the monthly visits divided by 30, and this is where you get 32.5 million. So that's what they're talking about here when it says visit SimilarWeb. So I don't know if is that classed as a trust? No, it's not. So they should have a trust rating there as well. So that should have happened yesterday actually. And I think that is it. Yep, that's Philip Swift as well, looking at that. And we'll just have one last look at Bitcoin price, 8,038, and we'll go to Binance. So staying above 8,000. So I think what's going to happen here, and we're starting to see just now, I think what's going to happen here, we've kind of stabilized. This is over the last 24 hours, and this is an hourly chart. We've kind of stabilized around about the 8,000 mark, 8,000 level. We're getting stable there. So I think there's going to be more trading of the alts coming up, and we'll just look at Binance to see if that's true. In fact, we'll go on here, Dano. I'm just going to have a look. So we're not seeing it at the moment. This is certainly on Binance. We're not seeing it at the moment. Matic is still up at 116 just now. That's doing really well. I expect when Binance actually release the deposit and withdrawals, when they open up again for that, I think Matic is going to go back up. I think there's going to be more and more news comes out about Matic. So I still think that's going to go up to about 170. For the long term, it's a brilliant long term as well. Short, medium and long term, Matic is really good. KNC's jumped up on news as well. I've seen some news coming out for KNC as well, and it jumped up big time. Jumped up about 42% before coming back down. So I think we're going to start to see some alts coming back as well if Bitcoin stabilizes. Okay, that's it for just now. If you want to join a premium group, you can. There's a link down below for a premium group as well. If you want to join a free group, there's a link for the free Telegram group in there as well. We no longer really do kind of much on Facebook anymore, not for cryptocurrencies and other stuff I do, but not for cryptocurrencies. So it'd be brilliant to kind of have you over there. And I've just realized that. Go here. Yeah, so it'd be brilliant to have you over there in the free group and the premium group as well. And I've also got, if you're new to trading or you want to get into crypto, you just don't know what to do, then I've got a program that you can buy as well with that. And there's a link down below for that as well. So it'd be brilliant to see you in that as well. And I'll be doing a big launch for that in July, but you can still buy it at the moment. So until next time, take care, whatever you're doing in the crypto world. Remember to set your stop losses, and very important to do that. And I'll see you next time. Until then, namaste. Take care.